On Stoicism. Breath pause for a breath. There is one witness who has stood beside you in every chapter of your life through victories you never thought possible and defeats you weren't sure you could survive. The keeper of your fears, the guardian of your dreams. That witness is you. In a world that tugs at your time, your focus, your strength, and your emotions from the moment you wake, it becomes easy to drift away from the most meaningful bond you will ever have, the bond with yourself. The ancient Stoics never confused self-love with selfishness. They called it discipline, the highest kind. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul takes on the color of your thoughts. When your inner voice is gentle and principled, you grow sturdier. When it turns harsh and punishing, you wither." In the whirlwind of modern life, loving yourself isn't a luxury. It's a tool for navigation. Self-love is a safe harbor you build within so you are no longer tossed around by the need for applause or trapped by the fear of disapproval. It's the quiet decision to stand by yourself, especially when the world overlooks your value. There's a simple, stubborn truth: neglect the relationship with yourself and everything else starts to crack. Relationships drain instead of nourish. Confidence fades with every critical comment. Your inner light dims from chasing recognition from people who might not notice if you vanished for a week. But when self-love is rooted in stoic resilience, the rebuilding begins from the inside out. You pour a rock-solid foundation beneath your feet. You learn to remain steady in the weather of other people's opinions because your worth is anchored in something they can't touch: your character. From that ground, comparison loses its poison. You stop measuring your life with someone else's ruler and begin honoring your own sacred timing. You choose growth over noise, truth over display. This message is for the soul that feels unseen, for the heart that has been told it is too much or not enough. It is not pride to protect your peace, it is wisdom. It is not rebellion to choose your path, it is responsibility. When you honor yourself deeply, a shift happens. You become steady without becoming rigid, soft without becoming fragile, peaceful without becoming passive. You begin to say no to what depletes you and yes to what develops you. You walk away from bonds that feed on your energy and move toward connections that respect your boundaries. Your presence changes the same way a house feels different once its foundation is repaired. Your life feels sturdier once you rebuild trust with yourself. In this series, we will walk through 7 Stoic practices designed to help you reconnect with your core practices that turn lofty ideals into everyday actions. Each habit is crafted to rebuild your sense of worth in real, practical ways: the way you speak to yourself when you fall short, the way you set limits without apology, the way you care for your body as the vessel of your spirit, the way you choose purpose over performance, the way you celebrate small wins so your mind learns to cheer for you instead of chase external approval. Read closely. Somewhere in these lessons may be the spark your spirit has been quietly craving, the moment where you stop bargaining for scraps of attention and start living by an inner standard. As you embrace this path, you will stop tolerating behavior that shrinks your dignity. You will step out of draining patterns that confuse love with sacrifice. You will no longer run after those who cannot see your light. Instead, you will become a magnet for what aligns: genuine respect, clean effort, opportunities that match your values. That is what happens when certainty flows from authentic self-acceptance. Before we begin, make a promise to yourself, a simple line that can reset your direction when the day pulls at you from every side. I choose to put myself first. Not to step on others, but to stand on my own feet. Not to chase perfection, but to return to presence. Not to inflate the ego, but to reclaim the soul. From here we walk forward, calm, clear, and committed. You'll stop running after those who cannot see your light. Instead, you'll begin to draw in genuine love, true respect, and opportunities that align with your essence. Because your energy will no longer beg, it will radiate certainty born from authentic acceptance. But before we step into this transformation, make yourself a promise: do not skim, do not rush. Every piece of this journey may heal a part of you that has been quietly hurting for years. Come with openness, come with readiness. Remember this as your anchor: I choose to put myself first. Lesson 1. Stop pleasing. Others start pleasing you. If your life revolves around how others see you, you are no longer free, you are their prisoner. At first glance, trying to make people happy seems noble. What could be wrong with kindness? It looks considerate, it feels generous. But beneath the surface, people-pleasing often becomes a silent betrayal of yourself. You begin saying yes while your heart screams no. You keep showing up for others but abandon your own needs. You wear a smile while something inside you quietly breaks apart. Piece by piece, you drift away from your real self. Epictetus once warned, "If improvement is your goal, be prepared to be misunderstood." The truth is, you must prioritize your own voice over the approval of the crowd, because when you cling too tightly to how others see you, your own voice drowns. You end up spending all your energy managing other people's expectations while neglecting the garden of your own soul. Loving yourself more than anyone else means acknowledging that your mental well-being matters just as much as anyone else's needs. Think of the exhaustion that creeps in when you constantly bend agreeable, empathetic smiling even while your spirit aches. That breathless heaviness you feel. That's the cost of abandoning your own limits, and here lies the hard truth. People-pleasing is rarely about love, it's about fear. Fear of rejection, fear of conflict, fear of disappointing others, fear of being left behind. The Stoics knew this. When fear drives your choices, you give away your power. You start performing a version of yourself for the world while losing touch with the rhythm of your own spirit. It's time to stop running from the discomfort of letting someone down. It's time to accept that it's okay if someone disagrees with your choices. It's acceptable if they don't understand your boundaries. Because those who truly respect you will honor your limits, and those who don't were never meant to hold a seat in your inner circle. Loving yourself starts here. Stop betraying yourself for the sake of approval. Stop dimming your light so others can shine. Stand in the rhythm of your truth. That is not selfishness, it is self-respect. Their temporary disappointment is a small price to pay for your long-term freedom and honest self-expression. Those who truly love and respect you will honor your boundaries. Those who manipulate, guilt-trip, or lash out when you say no were never meant to be part of your inner circle. Detachment here doesn't mean becoming cold or selfish. It means learning how to balance compassion for others with care for yourself. You can still be generous, still be empathetic, and still uplift those around you without losing yourself in the process. To begin this shift, practice saying no without apologizing, without over-explaining, without second-guessing yourself. Start voicing your real thoughts even if they go against the crowd. Begin prioritizing your own comfort and peace even if it inconveniences others. Yes, it may feel uncomfortable, even selfish at first, but here's the truth. Protecting your well-being is not selfish, it's self-respect. Every time you choose your boundaries over outside approval, you send a powerful message to your soul: I matter. My needs count. My voice deserves to be heard, and in time, the weight you've been carrying will lift. You'll breathe easier. You'll feel rooted in your own presence, because you'll know you are safe in your own hands, even if the world disagrees. Release the belief that love always requires self-sacrifice. Real love includes self-love. And the more you affirm your own value, the more radiant and magnetic you become. You stop begging for respect because your very presence commands it. Trying to earn everyone's approval is a rigged game, but living in truth with your soul, that's how you win. Write it down, live it, become it. I will no longer abandon myself for anyone else. Lesson 2. Honor your body as a sacred space. Socrates once said, "No man has the right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training. It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the strength and beauty of which his body is capable. Your body is not just skin, bone, and muscle. It is the sacred dwelling place of your spirit, the vessel carrying you through every single day. And here's the truth: you cannot fully love yourself if you treat your body as disposable, unworthy, or temporary. The Stoics taught that true self-worth grows strongest when it's rooted in respect for both mind and body. And there's no more powerful way to show respect than by consciously, intentionally caring for the body you live in. Yet in today's rushed culture, we often treat our bodies like machines, pushing them past their limits, fueling them with junk. robbing them of rest, overloading them with stress. And then when they break down, we blame them. But your body was never meant to survive on burnout and neglect. It was designed to thrive with nourishment, with movement, with stillness, and with gentleness. When you love yourself more than anyone else, you stop abusing your body to meet impossible standards or to keep up with society's chaotic pace. You begin to protect it as your most treasured resource because it truly is. Without health, everything else loses meaning. Without vitality, dreams fade. Without strength, your ability to care for yourself and others crumbles. Without energy, even the simplest joys slip out of reach. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "What hurts the hive harms the bee." And the same is true in reverse. What harms your body wounds your entire life. But when you care for it with respect through rest-nourishing food, movement, fresh air, and self-care, you begin to shift. You feel proud not because of how you look, but because of how you treat yourself. You walk with a confidence that feels earned. You start believing you deserve the good things life offers because you are treating yourself like someone who truly matters. When you mistreat your body with poor habits, toxic fuel, or endless stress, you're not just hurting your physical form, you're wounding your entire life. Your mood shifts, your confidence erodes, and your inner light dims. But something remarkable happens when you consciously begin to care for your body with movement, with rest, with clean nourishment, with fresh air, with intentional self-care. You start to feel proud of yourself, not for how you look, but for how you treat yourself. You walk with a confidence that feels earned. You begin to truly believe you deserve the good things life offers because you're finally treating yourself like someone who matters. Honoring your body like a temple has nothing to do with chasing perfection or living up to society's fake beauty ideals. It's not about obsessing over appearance or comparing yourself to others. It's about a deeper kind of respect, a foundation of love built into daily actions. When you feed your body real wholesome food, you're telling yourself, "I value me." When you move your body not out of punishment but out of celebration, you declare, "I am grateful to be alive." And when you protect your rest, you whisper to your soul, "You're safe here. I've got you." Start small, but start today. Choose food that energizes you instead of numbing your emotions. Move your body each day not to punish it, but to honor its strength and flexibility. Guard your sleep like the essential healing ritual it is. And don't just detox from junk food. Detox from toxic environments, from draining stress, from mental clutter. These little daily habits, drinking clean water, taking a walk instead of scrolling, eating nourishing meals, going to bed early may seem simple, but they carry massive power. Each choice sends a signal to your mind, "I am worth caring for. I am deserving of love. I am enough." And when you send yourself that message consistently, everything shifts: how you talk to others, how you handle challenges, even how you dream and set boundaries. When you treat your body with the respect it deserves, you stop chasing approval. You no longer feel the need to prove anything. You radiate self-worth from the inside out. That isn't arrogance, that's self-love built on routine, on honor, on wisdom. And here's the truth that must sink deep: success, love, wealth, happiness, all of it means nothing if your body is falling apart from neglect. Health is the bedrock, the foundation upon which everything else is built. So today, make the bold decision: love yourself through your actions. Protect your body, nourish it, move it, rest it, and watch how your life begins to transform in the most beautiful and unexpected ways. Lesson 3. End the comparison trap. Comparison is one of the most invisible yet most destructive thieves of joy. You could wake up feeling calm, aligned, and grateful for your life. But then just one scroll through your phone or one offhand comment in conversation, and suddenly everything about your own journey feels lacking. You find yourself asking, "Why am I not there yet? What's wrong with me? Why does their life look so much better than mine?" And in that moment, your peace dissolves into doubt. How many times have you caught yourself whispering inside your head, "What am I doing wrong? What's broken in me?" That's the silent poison of comparison. And the Stoics knew it well. Seneca once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the one who wants more, who is truly poor." Comparison blinds us to the sacred uniqueness of our own journey. It tricks us into craving lives that aren't ours while neglecting the richness of what we already hold. Without realizing it, we abandon our own timing, our own lessons, our own milestones, and we start running a race that was never meant for us. But here's the cost. With every glance at someone else's highlight reel, your self-worth shrinks, your confidence dissolves. You weigh yourself down with invisible burdens, shame, jealousy, resentment, doubt, and all the while you're comparing their curated moments to your raw, unfiltered reality. No wonder it feels heavy. But the truth is simple, and freeing their story was never meant to match yours. Your experiences, your pain, your healing, your timeline, they've been perfectly designed to shape the version of you the world needs. The real tragedy of comparison is that it robs you of seeing your own evolution. You skip past your wins, you overlook your growth, you forget to admire how far you've already come. So how do we escape this toxic cycle through conscious redirection? The next time you feel the sting of comparison, pause. Redirect your focus back to gratitude. Instead of asking, why them and not me, ask, why not me in the timing that's right for me. Replace envy with inspiration. Don't shrink in the shadow of someone else's success. Use it as evidence that greatness is possible for you too. Then get crystal clear on what success means for you. Not your neighbor, not society, not the algorithm. Some people crave fame, others seek privacy. Some chase wealth, others long for simplicity. Some want constant adventure while others dream of deep peace. Why would you measure your life using someone else's ruler? Define fulfillment for yourself and stay rooted in that truth. When you're anchored in your own mission, comparison fades. And here's the most powerful part. When you focus on building your future, you become too busy to worry about someone else's pace. Spend less time scrolling, more time creating. Unfollow or mute the voices that make you feel less than. Track your personal growth journal, your progress. Celebrate your small wins, because when you see your story written down, your momentum becomes undeniable. Over time, you'll realize something profound. There is no competition. No one has your vision. No one carries your fire. No one beats with your heart. Comparison finally loses its grip the moment you understand my path is my own, my pace is sacred, and that truth sets you free. Lesson 4. Talk to yourself like someone you love. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul is dyed the color of its thoughts." Think about that for a moment. Imagine your closest friend comes to you, heartbroken, lost, unsure of their worth. Would you call them weak? Would you shame their fears or point out every flaw? Of course not. You'd reassure them. You'd remind them of their strength, their resilience, their value. And yet, how often do we speak to ourselves in ways we would never dare speak to anyone we love? That relentless inner voice, that monologue running inside your head, is the very foundation of how you experience life. The Stoics knew that our thoughts shape our soul, and they were right. If your inner dialogue is filled with blame, cruelty, and harshness, it chips away at your confidence little by little until you no longer believe in yourself. But when your thoughts are compassionate, supportive, and patient, you become your own source of calm, courage, and strength. Loving yourself isn't about arrogance, it's about becoming your greatest encourager, your most loyal ally. It's about replacing self-criticism with self-compassion and swapping harsh judgment for daily doses of belief. Too many of us carry a brutal voice in our heads. It tells us we're not smart enough, not worthy enough, not attractive enough, not capable. But here's the truth, that voice is not you. It's an echo of criticism, rejection trauma, and society's impossible standards. The good news is you can rewire it. You can choose who speaks inside your mind. And starting now, you can choose kindness. When you make a mistake, don't crush yourself with shame. Say instead, I'm human. I'm learning. When fear rises, don't label yourself weak. Remind yourself, I've overcome before I can rise again. When doubt creeps in, don't shrink. Say, I may feel unsure, but I trust myself enough to try. The first step is awareness. Catch those automatic negative phrases, pause and question them, then deliberately replace them. Swap "I always fail" with "I'm still learning." Replace "I hate how I look" with "I appreciate my body for what it does." Transform "I'm so stupid" into "I made a mistake and I'm growing from it." But don't stop at removing the negativity. Feed your mind with affirmations that strengthen your foundation. "I am worthy of love and respect." "I'm growing stronger and wiser every day." "I believe in myself and my future." "I'm proud of my persistence." These aren't empty words. They are training reps for your mindset, just like lifting weights builds your muscles. The more you practice, the stronger your mental resilience becomes. Speak to yourself with the same patience, grace, and encouragement you'd offer your best friend in their darkest moments. Because the way you talk to yourself sets the tone for everything else in your life. And when you master that voice within you, stop being your own worst critic and become your greatest ally. That's not just self-love, it's wisdom. It's the Stoic path to freedom. Celebrate the effort, not just the outcome. Notice your growth, not just the finish line. When life feels heavy, choose compassion over punishment. As this becomes your daily habit, something powerful shifts. You begin to treat yourself as someone truly worth believing in. And when you do, you naturally set a higher standard for how others treat you. You stop begging for love. You stop chasing validation. You stop tolerating disrespect. The truth is simple: how you speak to yourself sets the tone for every relationship in your life. Being your own best friend isn't arrogance, it's wisdom, it's emotional maturity. It's the deep realization that every connection you'll ever build begins with the one you hold with yourself. Declare it and live it. I speak to myself with power and love. Now let's move into Lesson 5. Learn to love your own company. Seneca once said, "He who fears being alone also fears being free." Think about how true that is. Most people panic at the thought of being by themselves. They fill their days with noise, constant scrolling, endless entertainment. Busy schedules, not always from joy, but often to avoid the discomfort of sitting alone with their own thoughts. But loving yourself more than anyone else means learning to be with yourself without fear, emptiness, or anxiety. The Stoics taught that solitude is strength because it forces you to sit with your own mind, and through that you grow. When you truly enjoy your own presence, you become unshakable. You stop chasing low-quality connections just to escape silence. You stop relying on others as a distraction from yourself. Instead, you uncover a deep, steady joy that has always existed within you. That is real self-love. That is peace found in your own breath. The fear of solitude usually comes from unfamiliarity with yourself. If you never spend time alone, you never explore your thoughts, your dreams, your wounds, your values. You remain a stranger to the most important person in your life. You, too busy managing everyone else's needs, you forget to build a relationship with yourself. So here's where the shift begins. Set aside intentional time to be with yourself. Turn off your phone. Remove distractions. Just be. Take yourself for a slow walk and let your mind breathe. Sit in a quiet cafe and observe the world without needing to interact. Read something that stretches your mind. Write freely in a journal, not about what others expect of you, but about what you truly want. At first, this will feel awkward. Your mind will panic. This is strange. People will think I'm lonely. Ignore that voice. Solitude is not weakness, it's strength. It's a gateway to knowing and loving yourself. The more time you spend alone with genuine care, the more you will uncover your deepest truths, your quiet fears, your hidden strengths. You'll begin to listen to your inner voice the same way you would listen to someone you love. And loving your own company doesn't just happen in your mind, it shows in the space you create for yourself. Design an environment you actually enjoy existing in. Surround yourself with things that bring peace and inspiration. Cook meals just for you. Celebrate milestones privately before you share them with the world. Laugh at your own thoughts. Dance alone in your room. Look into the mirror and smile, not with shame, but with gratitude for the person you're becoming. This is what it means to turn solitude into sanctuary. When you reach this place, you no longer fear being alone. You see it for what it truly is: a sacred gift, a chance to recharge, to reconnect, to rediscover your own strength. And once you can stand strong in your own company, every relationship you build afterward becomes a choice, not a necessity. You don't cling, you don't beg, you don't shrink yourself to keep others close. You connect out of abundance, not out of lack. That is freedom. That is real self-love. Make your environment a sanctuary. Surround yourself with things that bring you peace and inspiration. Cook delicious meals just for you. Celebrate milestones with yourself before sharing them with the world. Laugh at your own thoughts, dance freely when no one is watching, and smile at your reflection without a trace of shame. When you find joy without external input, you've reached emotional independence. This doesn't mean avoiding human connection, it means arriving in relationships already full, not empty. It means you don't cling, beg, or shrink to keep others near. You choose connection from a place of abundance, not from lack. Deepen this journey by creating rituals for your solo time. Take yourself out every Sunday. Each night, write down something you admire about yourself. Travel alone at least once in your life. These practices teach your soul that it is safe, whole, and complete on its own. Eventually, being alone will no longer feel frightening, it will feel sacred. You'll become your own sanctuary, your own safe space, your greatest friend. And from that place of wholeness, every relationship becomes a gift, not a lifeline. Say it with conviction, I truly enjoy my own beautiful presence. Lesson 6. Pursue what sets you on fire. Epictetus once said, "First decide who you wish to be, then do what is required." There is a special kind of fire that awakens when you chase goals that truly move your spirit. Not the paths chosen by society, not the milestones set to impress others, not the expectations of family or culture, but the dreams born from within you, fueled by passion, carried by curiosity, and anchored in purpose. That is the foundation of true self-love, building a life rooted in meaning, not fear. When you follow pursuits that spark your soul, you unlock an energy few people ever touch. You wake up with clarity, move through your day with purpose, and fall asleep with the satisfaction of living in alignment. Epictetus taught that our actions must reflect who we intend to become. So if you truly want to love yourself deeply, prove it to yourself through action. Don't just talk about your potential, live it. Show up for your own vision, put in the work, and make your dreams matter, especially to you. The tragedy is that so many people construct lives that look perfect from the outside yet feel hollow within. They earn degrees they never wanted. They stay in jobs that drain them. They build routines that suffocate them. All because it looks practical, respectable, or safe. But inside, there's a quiet resentment, a voice whispering, "Why doesn't this feel right?" The Stoics would answer, because living for approval is a form of enslavement. Freedom comes when you boldly pursue what sets your soul on fire, even if it's uncertain, even if others don't understand, even if it scares you. Ask yourself honestly, what do I truly want to create? What am I drawn to when no one else's voice is influencing me? The answers to those questions are the compass to your freedom and the first step toward a life that feels not only successful but deeply alive. What kind of work would you do if money wasn't on the line? What problems are you called to solve? What experiences make your spirit come alive? What kind of person do you want to become? These are not idle questions. They are invitations. Invitations to stop waiting, stop stalling, and stop seeking permission. The path doesn't begin with a perfect plan, it begins with a single step. Start where you are, use what you have, learn as you go. Even if your steps are shaky, take them anyway. Maybe you dream of launching your own brand. Maybe you want to write a book that reveals your truth. Maybe you feel pulled toward mastery, music design, storytelling code. Maybe you want to rebuild your health, travel the world, or simply feel strong in your own skin again. Whatever your vision, stop burying it under excuses. Give it the time, energy, and respect it deserves. Don't wait for the perfect conditions. Take one step today, then another tomorrow, and another the day after that. Every single action you take toward what matters builds momentum. Your belief in yourself grows stronger not by what others say, but by what you prove to yourself. You won't need praise. You won't need applause. Seeing your own growth will be enough. But remember, this isn't about burning yourself out. Don't sacrifice your well-being for ambition. Instead, stay steady, stay focused, stay patient and joyful with the process. You're not chasing goals to prove you are worthy, you're chasing them to become the person you're meant to be. The moment you decide your dreams deserve your commitment, you become unstoppable. Because now you're not waiting for someone to tell you you're capable, you're showing yourself every single day. That kind of fire doesn't just warm your life, it has the power to set the world ablaze. Say it now and let it echo in your soul. I honor my future with relentless action. Lesson 7. Honor every step forward. Robert Brault once said, "Enjoy the little things, for one day you may look back and realize they were the big things." Self-love isn't only about discipline and progress, it's about recognition. It's about pausing long enough to see how far you've already come. Many of us are wired to criticize ourselves endlessly. We obsess over flaws, we chase perfection, we celebrate others yet overlook our own victories. But the Stoics would challenge us with a simple question: if you never acknowledge your growth, how will you ever believe you're worthy of love or success? One of the most transformative acts of self-love is to celebrate your wins, every single one of them. The visible wins, the private quiet ones, the messy, unfinished, imperfect ones. Did you wake up today and choose discipline over comfort? That's a win. Did you silence your inner critic even for a moment? That's powerful. Did you survive a tough week without quitting on yourself? That's heroic. Every time you celebrate those small but significant victories, you reinforce your identity as someone who is growing. You build momentum that is rooted not in pressure but in confidence. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Stop debating what a good person should be and be one." Celebrating your growth is how you practice exactly that. It's how you acknowledge that you are already becoming. Becoming the person you're meant to be isn't just about achievements, it's about recognizing your efforts along the way. Celebration isn't arrogance, it's self-respect. It's the honest acknowledgement that you're trying, that you keep showing up, that you refuse to quit. Every time you celebrate your wins, no matter how small, you fuel your soul with motivation. You break free from the addiction to external validation. You become your own source of encouragement. Start simple each night. Write down 3 things you did well. Each morning, look in the mirror and say, "I'm proud of you." When you hit a milestone, reward yourself, not to escape, but to honor your effort. Soon your brain will begin to cheer for you automatically. You'll notice progress where you once only saw failure. You'll feel joy in the journey instead of dread. And you'll stop craving approval because you've learned to give yourself what you always wanted from others. Celebration turns the path into joy, reminding you that success isn't only the finish line, it's every step, every breath, every act of resilience along the way. When you cheer for yourself, you teach the world how to treat you. They'll see your glow. They'll respect your energy. So start noticing the things no one else sees. The way you keep showing up when you're exhausted, the way you hold on to your dreams even when it's slow, the way you keep healing and still open your heart to life. You are doing better than you think. You've overcome what once felt impossible. You're blooming quietly, becoming wiser, stronger, and more real. That deserves celebration. When you become your loudest supporters, silence no longer scares you, it strengthens you. Because your voice, your love, your approval is all you need. Say it boldly: "I honor my growth every single day." And now a final truth. You didn't find this message by accident. You're here because some part of you has grown weary of craving affection that never comes freely, weary of bending yourself just to be noticed, weary of treating self-love as if it were a distant luxury reserved for others. But now you know better. Self-love is not vanity, it's maturity. It's not selfishness, it's sacred responsibility. To love yourself more than anyone ever has is not about inflating your ego, it's about reclaiming your soul. It's choosing day after day to show up for yourself in your thoughts, in your words, in your boundaries, in your dreams. It's no longer begging for scraps of attention. It's no longer settling for halfway love. It's no longer performing to be accepted. It's becoming the anchor you've always needed, the foundation you've always craved, the source of love that was always within you. Some days you'll feel unstoppable. Other days you'll slip back into old habits. That's not failure, that's the practice. What matters is the return. coming home to your breath, to your peace, to your power. Every time you protect your body, every time you enforce a healthy boundary, every time you speak to yourself with kindness, you heal, you rise, you shine a little brighter. And you stop needing the world to validate you because you already carry that truth inside. This is not just a mindset shift, it's a rebirth. This is you stepping into the life you were always meant to live. This is the moment you realize the love you've been searching for has been yours all along. Say it with certainty: I no longer shrink to be accepted. I no longer chase those who don't see me. I no longer betray myself for approval. I show up as me fully, freely, fiercely. Let this be your final truth. From this day forward, I love myself louder than ever before.